Let's double your gym growth in 30 days. Do you want to double your gym growth in 30 days? You do? She does. Today we're talking about a huge opportunity that is overlooked by many gym owners that would immediately lead to massively increased results, both with impacting the lives of the people you care about and also creating a gym you can be proud of. I'm gonna be giving you a dead simple, super non-weird, non-spammy, non-cheesy system to have successful sales conversations with people that are in a low barrier offer, in a trial, to get them excited about moving forward with you. Because here's the thing, for a lot of gym owners, sales are not something you got into the gym game for. You're not passionate about it. So oftentimes sales feel, if we're being honest, kind of awkward. And guess what? If you turn on the paid ad spigot and you start getting colder leads, it's not all referrals, you're gonna have people come in, you're not making a real connection with them, they're not really clear on the value of what you offer, and you're just kind of hoping they're gonna stick around after the trial. And let's be honest, a lot of times, they don't. And this means the gym is not growing as fast as you want, so you're not helping as many people. You don't have the revenues you could be doing. You can't pay your team what you want. It's bad. So what we want is a steady stream of new members who value what you offer, who understand how it can help impact their lives, and they're willing and excited to pay and stay. And we can do it all without cheesy, inauthentic, weird 1970s sales clothes.
I'm gonna give you the puppy and I'm gonna take it back. It's my puppy. You want the puppy? No, it's mine now.
No, that stuff doesn't work anymore. That's the 70s. I'm not selling knives. Because the final thing I want you to understand here is, look, this isn't optional, right? And I get it in the beginning, a lot of gym owners open up the gym and you're dealing only with referred people and most of them seem to be signing up. So you don't know you don't have an issue. But if you get good at marketing, you're gonna find a lot of these people are slipping through your fingers because you think having a sales conversation is optional. I'm here to tell you, it's not. There is a one-to-one correlation. You will not find a highly successful, thriving gym that doesn't have some repeatable system for having sales conversations. This is not about being a used car salesman. This is also not about assuming your prospects are psychic and will somehow understand the value of your offering if you don't explain to them, right? We know as fitness professionals, our services are a little counterintuitive. It kind of sucks. It's not like a nail salon. It's not like they come in and immediately have the results. You have to educate them not only for your sales outcome goals, but actually as a fitness professional to help them understand what needs to happen for them to get results over the long haul. Now, full disclosure, MFF used to suck at this. We used to suck at this. Our first few years, we didn't really have much of a dedicated sales conversation. I mean, we kind of had one, but honestly, looking back, we just were the exception that proved the rule. We just got by on being so good that everybody coming in was excited to sign up. But understand, that's because virtually all of our business was referral. We weren't even really trying or doing much in the way of getting the word out to people that weren't coming in via other people. And again, that's very impressive. That might be where you're at right now. And I gotta tell you this, I got a little message for you from future you. Oh, hello, is this future gym owner? Oh yeah, that's not gonna last for 20 years. And it's certainly not gonna lead to a business that you can grow in a methodical way if you're just relying on people bringing you referrals. So we gotta get serious about this. We gotta get serious about creating this kind of conversation. And here's the big idea, because I assume most people watching this video probably have a sales conversation. My question to you is, how consistent is that sales conversation? Because if you want any kind of scale in your business when you want other people to do it, or even if you just want to be consistent yourself, you have to get pretty rigorous at playing the sheet music before you're riffing and improvising and playing jazz. So let's learn this by the beats. I'm gonna give you a dead simple system here. And if you wanna go deeper in this than I'm able to do in the course of the video, go ahead and click the link in the description box below and you will find a template with a lot of done for you verbiages and wordings that you can steal. Because here's another micro pro tip. A lot of being successful at sales is creating words that are impactful and concise and feel like you and not some weird thing you read from a book. I'm gonna give you the puppy and I'm gonna take the puppy back. So in our model, we talk about 7 steps, and I'm gonna talk them at a high level first, and then I'm gonna unpack them a little bit more. So first, you wanna prepare for greatness. Now, when we talk about that in our world, what we mean is you have to be prepared before the sales conversation, whether it's an in-person situation or a video call, whether it is after they've already been in a trial or it's the very first call and maybe you're gonna sell them into some front-end offer to start your relationship. You gotta get that mind right. You don't wanna stumble right into that. If it's in person, you wanna brush your teeth, do some jumping jacks, be in a place where you've managed your energy and managed your state so you're ready to have a good conversation and be of service to this person. And frankly, I think that's a framework that a lot of gym owners would benefit from really getting their arms around more is this is about sales as service. So this isn't about I'm doing this smarmy thing I don't like to ask. I love you a lot. Guess what? It's not about you, it's about them, and it's about the service and this thing that can impact their lives, yeah? So now we're into the actual sales conversation itself. The very first step is making a friend. In the beginning, we want to build a little rapport, we want to break the ice, we want to get to know them, and we want to identify, here's what's going to happen over the next X many minutes. I'm going to ask you these questions, I'm going to tell you about X, and then if I think I can help you, I'll let you know what I think might be the best path for you. Fair enough? Sound good? So the big thing to know here, the big mistake people make here is they just get too much into the weeds of trying to build rapport. And listen, I think some of that can be valuable, but understand they don't have unlimited time, you don't have unlimited time. They're there to find out ostensibly about what it is that you offer. So let's not spend too much time there. But on the other hand, I'd say it's gonna be weird if you dive right in. So like be human with them for a minute. Then for step 3, we're gonna peel the onion. We're gonna ask some very specific questions to get clear on 2 things. 1, what are the specific goals you have? What are the outcomes you want? And then 2, what are the things that have been getting in the way? What are the obstacles? Now, this is also a great opportunity, depending on your model and where this is happening in the relationship, to ask some deeper questions to uncover the why. Like, why does that goal matter to you? How will that impact your life? What is the cost of not having that goal? And because you don't have unlimited time, the good news, bad news is you're only gonna get maybe 5 arrows from your quiver, right? Maybe as few as 4, maybe 6 or 7. You don't have an unlimited number of time to ask all these questions. So part of your goal is to really make sure you've got the best, most well-worded questions to get the most valuable information, not only for you, but it's important to understand part of a good sales conversation, there's an element of coaching. You're helping them articulate and speak and get clear on what it is I care about, what it is that I want to be different. Because if they're sitting there across from you, they want something to be different. There's something that's not working about their current relationship with fitness, so they want to make a change, and they think you might be solution. In our 4th step, it's what we call the education of a future client. Basically what that means is you want to talk about the goals that matter to them, the reasons they matter to them, and the things that have gotten in the way in the past, and you want to link that together with what your services are. Now, there's going to be a lot of variance here if this is a Zoom call versus if you're doing maybe a paid performance assessment if you're a sports performance or strength and conditioning gym. Maybe you're doing an FMS if you work with Gen Pop. Maybe you're even taking them through a short workout or some combination. But the key thing here to understand is this is where you have to take what you learned about them and what they care about and link that to the specific services you're gonna offer to show how you both create those goals and you overcome those obstacles. And your pro tip here, the most common mistake in this section
Is you talk too much.
they don't care about everything. If they didn't mention flexibility as being something that's really important to them, you don't have to give them a long monologue about your generous cancellation policies and how freezes work. They just don't care about any of that yet. So just stick to the things they care about and focus on that using the words that they used. Then we're into part 5. So now you've got a feel for what matters. You had a chance to understand what's gotten in the way of the past, why they don't have these goals yet. You've explained to them how your services are gonna help achieve those goals and overcome those obstacles. So now we wanna make an ask. We're gonna make a prescription. Now again, I think there's a great opportunity here to do some more vetting out of some of the logistical requirements and preferences. And again, if you click the link in the description box below, you'll find more information by reading our template, which as I mentioned, will also give you very specific sets of words, sentences, sets of words that you can actually integrate into your sales conversation. Because remember, I want to keep hammering this, you want a consistent system. I'm not saying it literally needs to be word for word, but certainly the structure needs to be close. And I'm not saying it doesn't need to be word for word, because depending on how loosey-goosey you like to be, that actually might be valuable. Now, the key here is when we make this, we want to be confident and we want to be personally warm, right? You want to be directive. Here's what I think you should do, but you also want to be warm and friendly and like not weird, right? We're not trying to high pressure them. Remember, this is not used car salesman. We're not, if you don't buy these knives today, I'm gonna take these knives. Again, there's some more details in that template about leveraging highly attractive and irresistible time-sensitive offers. I think that's certainly something worth considering, but at the very least, the non-negotiable here is you have to be willing to make the ask. And here's your pro tip. The most common mistake I see in this part is people just fumble over the words. They get nervous asking for the sale, and then the ums and the ums and the ears and the basically and it actually comes out because they're a little bit nervous. So this is actually one part of the sales conversation. I recommend you really drill. If you don't practice this particular part, you're gonna stumble over your words and it's gonna be awkward and they're gonna feel awkward and it's not gonna be a good scene, right? So you gotta know this stone cold. And then again, over time, it's gonna feel less weird just because you've gotten more reps in. Part 6 is all about making a great ending, right? You've had this great conversation And if you've made the sale, you're probably very excited because you know you can impact this person's life and they're excited about the future that you're gonna help them create. So make sure you've got some choreo and some structure for how you handle the logistics. So yes, there might be some logistical things you want to tell them. I would just caution you, don't get too into the weeds because it really just like takes away all the magic. It's sort of like, oh, we're getting married. This is so amazing. So listen, here's the prenup and here's the ba-ba-ba. Right? It's not that it's wrong to have a prenup, but you probably don't want to pull it out right after she accepts your ring. Just like in our first part, we're really preparing for the conversation. The last part is some clear SOP for you and or a team to make sure that no balls are dropped because whoa boy, as soon as they make that commitment, we've really got to nail this first 30 to 90 days to show how professional we are, how dialed in we are, to make sure that we're not messing things up and they have a smooth entry into what I hope is a long tenure as a valued member at your gym. All right, so one more time, if you want to go into greater detail, go ahead, click the link in the description box below and you'll get our template for how to run a sales conversation. And remember, if you take away nothing from today's conversation, it's not enough to just send out some text message to people towards the end of the trial and be like, hey, I want to see you later. That's why I think I can confidently say for many of you, this is going to double your gym growth, particularly if you've gotten good at marketing. Because in practice, this becomes all the more important if you're not only doing referred laydowns. So many situations, you truly might see your close rate go from 30 to 60 or from 40 to 80 just by having a dedicated conversation instead of like the awkward text like,
do you want to stay? Do you want to stay around?
And if you're getting overwhelmed, very first thing you want to do is just get your structure on paper or steal hours. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to find out more about how Business of Unicorns helps gym owners like you create more income, more impact, and more freedom, go ahead, click the link in the description box below to find out all about our coaching group, the Unicorn Society. You can also find links to a bunch of other awesome resources, including but not limited to our podcast and giving us the follow on the old Instagram. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. I'll see you next time with another video where I'll give you more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and philosophy.